On our last episode of Onboard Lifestyle, my mom checks another box off her bucket list before leaving Acapulco en route to Hualtuco. My dad puts up a good fight to a worthy adversary, who ends up winning in the end.
Damn it! Oh well, next one.
And I enjoy a cool, wet 40-knot wind that popped up out of nowhere.
Well, this came out of nowhere. 10 knots to 40 knots instantly.
Basic dropped the anchor in the darkness of Bahia Chihuahua. And that's where we will pick up our story early the next morning.
Put all your stuff away and check out for the day. There's no time to waste when it's 100 degrees. Burns under my feet. Won't you have a drink with me? We head into town, see what it's about. Barely need a shirt, though the sun has almost set. Make the most of it. I know we will dance and sing. There's a heat wave.
Well, we just came off a 2.5 day passage. And it was from Acapulco to Hualtuco. We saw everything. We were in just be calm conditions to 40-knot gusts. So it was just a cornucopia of weather events. But late last night, things started to lay down right as we were entering. It was in pitch black conditions, so we didn't go into the harbor. I'm glad we didn't, actually, because a cruise ship just came in this morning. Takes up most of that harbor. So we just came in around this reef here in the dark and just plopped our anchor in about 30 feet of water. Actually, it was a nice evening. It wasn't too bad. I mean, the swells coming in here, but the winds were light. So we got to figure out what to do now. We have a couple options. Stay here, which thunder showers and thunderstorms are forecast 7 of the next 10 days. So, I mean, it's doable, but it's a little rocky out here. We do have some issues we're still dealing with. We have our engine overheating issue, our starboard engine. We thought we have a little bit of issues. We have our port engine. My mind is still numb. Our port engine is still overheating. And we thought we got a grip of it while we were in Acapulco, but we didn't. About 2 hours as we were exiting the harbor, it started heating up again. So we just shut it down, didn't even run it. And came down the coast. So we have to get that figured out, because situations like last night when all of a sudden you're in 40 knots and you're trying to control the boat and you're trying to get your sails down, it's nice to have a little bit of engine power to control the vessel while you're, making things happen. That was concerning. So just for peace of mind, we want to get that thing going. And so to do that, I don't want to be anchored out here. It's either get into the harbor next to the cruise ships in a nice safe place.
No room here. The cruise ship takes up the western half of the bay, and the Sea of Pongas are to the east.
So, and they do have a little marina over here. And it's tucked way back in here. We're going to go check that out this morning by dinghy and just see if that's even an option.
Not here either. The staff at Marina Chihuahua informed us that over half of the marina was silted over and is less than 1 meter at low tide.
Because to have this engine torn apart, I don't want to be in a place like this without the capability of motoring out of here. In case another one of those storms shows up, which it looks like they're gonna start hitting every day. Anyway, life's always exciting, and we'll just manage. The next leg is huge. We're gonna be crossing the Gulf of Tehuantepec, and most people, they time it for 0 wind because it's all or none going across the Tehuantepec. It just funnels through like a blowtorch through there. And you talk to people where they wait for weeks here in Hualtuco, waiting for 0 wind to get across that thing and just power across. because if you don't, you could be hit with, 40, 50, 60s. I've heard of 80s, 90s coming out of there, and it happens pretty quick, and it holds up for a couple of days. This time of year, we have bigger windows where we have some calm conditions, but doesn't give you a lot of sailing going through this stretch. So we want to make sure that everything's healthy on basic before we go, just in case that's what we have to do. We'll hope for a little wind, but it's all or nothing going across the Tehuantepec.
So the crew had a quick meeting to make the decision. Do we stay here at anchor with a 6-foot southerly swell that will be building to a 10-foot swell over the next week, with thunderstorm activity almost daily? Or do we take advantage of the 2-day gap in the Tehuantepec winds and limp over to Puerto Chiapas with one engine? The decision had another element to consider. A group of 6 friends and patrons had rented a house in Hualtuco and will be arriving in less than a week. We had been timing our arrival here to meet up and spend some time with them. After weighing our options, the crew decided to take advantage of the weather window and make the 226 nautical mile rumline run to Puerto Chiapas. That will put Basic in a safe place to make the repairs, and we will just rent a car to make the 10-hour trip back to Hualtuco for the meetup.
Okay, this is what happened yesterday. 3:30 on the nose. Thunderstorm activity with this offshore blow. We can see it building now. Look at this. A lot of lightning, thunder coming off this peak over here. And the wind's just starting to ramp up.
Bright and early the next morning, the crew pulled anchor and set course for 104 degrees magnetic. The winds will be light, and by running only one engine, our float plan is to average 4.4 knots over the next 52 hours to make it to Puerto Chiapas early morning of day 3. Our weather window was perfect. Flat seas, calm winds, and with the exception of half a dozen thunderheads that we could easily see by radar, the passage was textbook. So it was just business as usual on Basic.
Watch it, guy. Watch out, buddy. He went right between. Don't hit our hand line. Uh-oh, he's coming up right near our hand line. Hope he's still down. Stay down, stay down. You get him, Compass. We got it.
During our crossing, Night 1 seemed to melt into Night 2. Then, before we knew it, we were on the final approach to the Puerto Chiapas harbor entrance.
It is officially too hot. I know that last summer we were in the sea and I thought that was too hot. Well, we're in the same temperature heat, but you add a little extra of humidity and we are dying.
I'm burning.
And we picked up these little portable fans from a little store that we found in Acapulco.
They have been saving my life.
And they have been saving our lives. They're little 12-volt little things, and we love them. This is day 3, and we are just arriving to Chiapas.
2.3 miles out.
And this was the most boring passage.
I mean, we cut, look at this. We cut straight across the Tehuantepec here. We were sitting over here in Huatuco and just decided there's a window, let's go. Came all the way over.
Well, we did have a little hiccup.
Oh yeah, the little red marker right here.
Well, no, that wasn't too bad. That was a long line. But what we're saying is we had this window and we decided to take it because we have one engine down.
And no place to go
No
in
place to
Huatuco.
go.
And we have to get it fixed. So this was it. We had one window, or we were going to be camped out there for 10 days waiting for the next. So we decided to go, and not much sailing. You know, we sailed when we could.
It's
but-
funny, actually, we sailed more in the night.
I know, it was nice. It's so different than the sea. The sea is always so calm at night and breezy during the day. Here it was just,
It ramped up at night
Yeah,
and
it
it was
was-
calm during the day.
it was nice.
But this is an area that is notorious for really high, dangerous winds. So,
The
flat calm
Tehuantepecs
seas.
are nothing to, yes. What am I thinking of? I mean, you have to respect the Tehuantepec. Hey, that rhymes. Okay, we're almost there.
I'm
We're gonna be-
so hot.
We're going to be entering the port. It's a big, hustle, bustly port. It's got
You
cruise
can't
ships.
really tell though. You can't really see anything.
No. You know what's weird is, look at, we're still 2-3 more miles offshore. It's only 30-40 feet deep here.
But this is a huge thing because this is our last port for Mexico before we head further south.
Yep. So what's the plan? After Chiapas?
I'm thinking. Look at me in my sweat towel. It's so hot. I'm thinking we're gonna skip Guatemala and head to El Salvador,
And then
and then
Costa
probably
Rica?
we'll skip Guatemala. Sorry, what's the next one? Honduras and Nicaragua.
Yep.
We're gonna skip those two as well, and then head to Costa Rica, and then Panama.
Wow. All in the next week.
No,
No.
no.
Well, first is Chiapas. We need to get some stuff done on this boat and just kind of
I know.
reset for a little
You
bit.
know what kind of sucks is like everything works,
But
except
not
it
perfect.
doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's just hard. I mean, cruising is hard on all your stuff, and so
It's hard on your body, it's hard on your boat.
yeah, we need a new prop for our outboard. We need probably a new dinghy because it's leaking so much air. Emma and I are pumping it up by hand every single day. Just the list kind of keeps adding on.
I know. Well, this stop, we'll try to knock some of them out so it gets a little more comfortable.
God, we have to.
This is an active shipping port, so the entrance is wide and easy to navigate. It was nice to see heavy equipment maintaining the clearly marked channel as we made our way into the narrow channel that leads into the marina. Our plan is to only run one engine, then kick on the other at the last moment as we back into our slip. With us secure in our slip, we were instructed to stay on board until the local authorities could inspect BASIC and review our travel documents. Puerto Chiapas is a border port and follows strict procedures with every vessel that transits its port. A welcoming party swiftly boards your boat with drug, firearm, and human traffic sniffing dogs to thoroughly search your vessel for any infractions. Post-inspection, the team is all smiles and pose for photo ops as they welcome you to their home. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Onboard Lifestyle. A special thanks goes out to our amazing patrons whose generous support drives the production of our videos. Join our crew if you can. Making the decision to leave Huatuco when we did to cross the Tehuantepecs turned out to be a smart decision, as BASIC is now in a safe place to sort out our repairs. Come back next week to see what we're up to. See you then!